to the Animation Academy here at Epcot International Festival of the Arts. My name is Justin Drinn, and I'm a creative concept artist and illustrator here at Walt Disney World, working with Disney Live Entertainment and Imagineering. Been with the company for about 5 years, and it's been an absolute blast. We are a small and mighty team of artists that get to bring some pretty awesome offerings to our parks, resorts, and cruise line. And yeah, I get to draw every single day at work, and today is no exception because I'm going to be drawing some characters with you guys today. Y'all are here visiting at a very awesome time for the Walt Disney Company. We're celebrating 100 years since Walt and Roy founded Disney Brothers Studios back in 1923. So we are super excited, and I thought what better way to commemorate your visit here and that milestone than draw one of my favorite characters, Minnie Mouse.
Woohoo!
Yeah?
Yeah.
And we'll be drawing Minnie Mouse as she is depicted in Steamboat Willie. So it's going to be a nice little throwback drawing. So yeah, hope you guys are ready. Now if you notice with your pencils, spotlight dramatic emphasis, if you notice with your pencils there's no eraser. So just draw really lightly, and then we'll go back and pick our favorite lines to really emphasize and darken up. So yeah, just have that in mind while you are drawing. Looking at your paper, we're going to start off with a circle. Wow, surprise. A nice circle about the size of a baseball. And we're very light, just in the middle of our paper. Trying to make it as round as possible. Once again, we're not aiming for perfection at this stage, just getting our thoughts out on the page, so it's a little less intimidating. Because a blank sheet of paper is sometimes scary to start drawing on. So once you have your circle, can you all see that okay? Yeah. That's circle adjacent. Great. So once we have our circle, we're going to just create a center line right down the middle of the shape. And what we're doing is really setting up a set of guidelines and tools for us to lay in the features of Minnie. So once we do our center line, we're going to go in and draw a horizontal eye line, if you will. This is going to be really useful in laying out her nose and her overall smile and proportions. And while we're at it, let's just do another guideline that cuts right through, going one way, and then we're going to come back and go the other way. And you've drawn a pizza. Congratulations. Are we all doing okay so far? Feeling confident?
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. So now that you have this framework, what's awesome is that we can build off the shapes in a very simple way. These points where they intersect the circle are where her ears are anchored. Now, contrary to popular belief, Minnie and Mickey's ears are not perfect circles. They're slightly oblong ovals. And I'm going to show you, before you go ahead and draw, kind of where it anchors into the head. So just inside of the circle, we're going to think about creating an oval about a quarter of the size of the head. So you can just rough in the general shape of her ear. And it's kind of like a little Venn diagram overlap. You see where that overlaps the head? So we're just going to lay in that. And when you're happy, we're going to go into the other side and draw her other ear. Trying to keep them as balanced as possible. These proportions are pretty iconic, so you feeling happy with that? Awesome, guys, we're done. That is Minnie Mouse. Y'all are just killing it. Look at that. Great. So when we're feeling happy with those proportions, we're going to go in and start adding some detail. Now the center line we created is going to be where we rest her muzzle on, the front part of her nose. There's a mask that kind of forms that part of her face. So we're going to indicate that with just a nice curved arc right like that. Section. Okay. And then right below it, we're going to kind of look at these horizontal lines, or sorry, these diagonal lines, as a point to lay in the nose. And the nose is just a nice little oval directly below that line we created. Cool. So, we're all at this point. Feeling good?
Yep.
Now let's go in and emphasize the mask, is what we call the shape of fur around the face of the character. And so the mask of Minnie is going to start with these little curves that form her cheeks. And so we're going to do a slight arced curve on this side and come over and do a nice soft curve on the other side. And there we have just the tops of her cheek. And something unique about the way that Minnie was depicted in Steamboat Willie is that the mouth and the lines for her cheeks are not connected, which is different from how we would draw her currently, present day. So what we're going to do is just go in and indicate these lines right below the mask line are her cheeks. These little impressions of her mouth. 2 little lines right there. And then this is the period accurate depiction. We're going to start the smile just outside, not touching that line, and bringing it down to curve up. Now, something when you're drawing curves, you all have the benefit of being able to turn your clipboards. This is a little harder to turn. So pulling a line versus pushing a line with your pencil, it's often much easier to get a nice smooth line if you are rotating and pulling along with these curves of your drawing. So just a little tip there. So once we're feeling happy with that grin, that smile, we're going to go in and add the lower part of our mouth. And you can use these little landing points here of the intersections to indicate where that grin is starting. So we're just going to go in, draw her smile in, connecting like that. Awesome. Once we're happy with that curve, we're going to go in and do her chin. And it's just another shallow curve. The theme of Mickey and Minnie are just nice, soft circles, round shapes. Awesome. And if you see a line that you like, you can go ahead and clean it up a little bit. Like, yeah, that's looking good. Polish it up. Okay. So, now let's finish out her mouth right here by adding in her tongue. And her tongue is kind of like a squished heart shape, kind of like two little curves that meet in the middle. Cute. We'll go in and shade some of these shapes in later. Awesome. All right. So now what we'll do is form the top part of her head and the mask above her eyes. And something that's really useful when drawing the proportions of the characters is kind of like plotting out where your pencil's going to go in space before you make that line, so you feel more confident about drawing the character that way. So for Minnie, the widow's peak of her design, we're going to aim to meet these 2 curves kind of right there on her forehead. And then the inner shape of this ear where that hits, we're going to meet the line with those ears right there. So if you watch my pencil, we're going to connect to that spot and then come around and connect to the other to form a nice like half kind of heart shape circle. Yeah, just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Great. And yeah, at this stage, no line is permanent. Just push it around until you like one of them. There you go. Cool. Okay, so I think it's time to lay in some eyes. So now we can kind of look at the overall height of this just proportionally with where we've indicated her widow's peak and the top of the nose. So I'm just gonna gesture this in, you don't have to draw this, but we're gonna aim for the eyes to be roughly that high, and they are just nice, tall ovals. So if you wanna think about tucking the oval behind that mass of her nose, that will be helpful to kind of place them in space. And they're about an eye width apart. Often when we're developing the proportions of the characters and drawing them, it's easy to talk like, oh, they're 3 heads tall or 4 eye widths wide, just to kind of help lock in the proportions of these designs. Cool. And when we're happy with that, you can go ahead and start shading in some of these just by turning your pencil slightly and shading in a little bit. We'll go ahead and shade in her nose. Now, you could stop here and just draw Mickey, because they're pretty similarly designed. But we're going to go in and add some more detail. You can shade her mouth in too if you like. So one of the cool things about drawing these characters in different eras, I actually drew, if you get a chance to meet Mickey over at the Magic Eye Theater, I was able to draw all of the different eras of Mickey for that character greeting. So it started at Steamboat Willie, through the years to present day. And one of the cool things that Ub Iwerks drew when he drew Mickey and Minnie for Walt were some emphasis lines around their eyes. And so we can add those in if we like to really make this period accurate to 1928. Or just some exaggerative sort of emphasis lines, because at this time the characters, they don't have eyebrows. The mask acts as their eyebrow, and so any bit of additional animation we could impart there is really, really cool. So I think Minnie needs some really fun eyelashes. So what we'll do is just do some nice big eyelashes that go into the side of her eye by doing some nice little shallow curves, and then coming into the other side and adding some really fun lashes over in that side. Cute. Awesome. Now let's go in, and before we shade her ears and the top of her head, we'll add her hat. So her hat is just a really simple curved shape. I'm just going to draw the ends of the hat with these 2 lines that are roughly there, placement-wise on her ears, and connect with a nice curve. Just like that. Tighten that up a little bit. Once you're happy with that overall shape, we can go in and add a nice half circle top of her hat. Right on both, right there. Nice. Cool. And of course, Minnie in this era has a cute flower on top of her hat. So what we'll do is place the center of the flower, make a nice big flower with a few petals up there. Then we're going to connect the flower to her hat. How cute is that, guys? It's adorable. We feeling good? Feeling good about the hat?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so now what we can do is go in and really find our favorite lines and push a little harder on the pencil. You can introduce some overlap here on her head where it connects to her ear. Some nice dark lines there. And really polish up some of these. Now, what we're doing is really the cleanup stage of animation. The animators draw hundreds of drawings literally per minute for these films, and then they pass it to the inking and paint team that would do kind of what we're doing right now, is cleaning up the gestural lines to then be photographed for the film. And so if we just drew 23 more of these drawings right now, we'd have 1 second of animation. So yeah, lots of drawings. Great. Now let's go in and shade some of these shapes in. just lightly with the side of your pencil. Going in. You don't need to worry too much about going outside the lines. No one's judging. Going in, filling in all the shapes. Just like that. Cool. And now, of course, Minnie, you know, in Steamboat Willie, has quite the personality. It's so fun with Mickey, you know, singing and playing all sorts of music. So let's give her some nice little hearts. As she's looking and having a great time with Mickey. Awesome. Now be sure to really find what lines you like, darken them up, and when you're really happy with that, go in. The most important part of the drawing, of course, is signing your artwork and dating it, why not? Awesome. Can I walk around and see some drawings? Let's take a look. Awesome. Oh, perfect. Wow. Amazing. Beautiful. Yeah, we feeling good? Anyone have any questions about? Adorable. Oh, those are great. Wow. I love it. Killing it. Wow. That's really, really awesome. Cool. Looking great. Great. Can I see your drawing? How cute. Oh, that's awesome. Did great. Wow. You guys are awesome. Whoa. I gotta walk out here. Oh, y'all did fantastic. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Amazing. I like your outfits too, by the way. These are great. Cool. Any drawings over here? Beautiful. Oh, naturals. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, we have a little bit of time for questions. Oh, that's so good. Amazing, amazing. Yeah, if you guys have any questions at all before we're done today, want to have it? Yes?
You see in their eyes a little looks like a window?
Yes. So, Mickey and Minnie had a certain design called the pie eye era, and so you'd have a little dart to indicate highlights in the character's eyes or more expression. So the pie eye Mickey and Minnie was introduced later in the 30s. It was used in a lot of shorts roughly between the 30s and 40s was when that design was really popular. So yeah, lots of different depictions. Yep.
What made you decide to go into Disney?
Wow, I fell in love with Peter Pan. It was the first Disney movie that really stuck with me, and I've been drawing my entire life, so it was just a natural sort of progression. Just never stopped drawing, and here we are. Yeah. Yep.
How old were you when you started drawing?
How old was I when I started drawing? Oh gosh, like 3 or 4 probably. I used to draw Captain Hook as my favorite Disney character, and his mustache would go all the way off the page of the paper. And this was when I was 4, and like buckles on the shoes and like all these details. And my mom was a preschool teacher at the time. She's like, this is different sort of drawing for your age right now. So, always been drawing. Yeah, so we're all happy with our drawings? It's all looking really good? Yeah. Just draw Captain Hook really quick. You have to come back for another class for that. No, Captain Hook was masterfully drawn by Frank Thomas, who's one of the 9 Old Men. And that is literally a master class in design and acting with a pencil, because it's a beautiful character. So, yeah.